Congratulations! If you bought this for your dad for Father's Day, your number one son or daughter, guaranteed. It's gonna be a great class. We're gonna keep it pretty simple. I know everybody wants to get down to business and enjoy the day with their dad or their loved person. So first things first, if you were really special and you really bought something special for your dad, you bought the upgrade package, which has got you a Brick Lane growler in it with some beautiful of the new Brick Lane draft. It's a killer brew. You're gonna enjoy that. And you would have also got this great bottle of Negroni, and there's about 7 odd there. Let Dad have a crack. Over ice, some oranges, that's for later. Beers for now. Quick one of those, never too early for a beer. Especially one of these. So, first thing you're gonna have to do to get ready for this cooking session is get everything ready. I want this to be easy. I want this to be enjoyable. I want to get it done pretty quickly so then you can just sit down and enjoy. You don't have to keep running back, to the kitchen to sort everything out. So first things first, get all your stuff out, all right? Get your box, unpack it, put it in order of everything that you need. So everything I've got in front of me is the first course, and behind me, I've got the stuff I'm gonna need for the second course, okay? Oven's on, 220, fan forced oven. I've got a pot of water on, boiling away. That's just to warm up all my stuff that's in the little vacuum sealed bags. I've got a couple of mixing bowls. Just whatever you've got around, doesn't have to be stainless steel, whatever you've got at home. And I've also got out my plates. Now, I'm gonna need, 2 sort of main course plates. And I'm gonna need, look, whatever you've got. I've got sort of like just some odds and ends bowls that I've used, some beautiful salt and pepper stuff. I've sort of got like 3 bowls there, 2 side bowls. This one's for my rice, this one's for my broccolini. I've got a little side dish, which I'm gonna put my Toum, my beautiful, garlic puree, which is gonna go with the chicken a bit later. I've got a dish for my prawns, I've got a dish for my salad, got a little bowl for my fava and fried bread, which is going to be really tasty. And then 2 sort of larger plates. One is going to get the chopped up chicken on it. And then the other one that I've got is going to have all my beautiful crumpets with caviar and the little tarts on them as well. So just so you know what you need. You're going to need a knife, you're going to need a chopping board, you're going to need another sip of that beer. Salt and pepper, olive oil is always a must. We've seasoned everything, but you might want to season it a little bit more. And then I've got everything placed out. So the first dish is the crumpets, which are these beautiful Semolina Moroccan style crumpets that we've made. You're just gonna warm these up in the oven. That's going with your caviar and tartar masalata, so get those together. Another dish is your prawns, and you've got this dressing that's already been done. Harissa ramens, got a little bit of extra coriander to garnish, and the poached prawns, which are in the little bag. We're gonna dress those and put those on a plate. The stuff for the tart case, so you've got the 2 little tarts. You've got some chives. I've got a little bit extra chives than you do. I've got some for later as well. Your salmon and your little piping bag with your aioli. I'm not sure if yours is going to be in a piping bag. Yours might be in a container, but either way, you've got a little saffron mayonnaise looking thing. The other dishes, we've got the fava, which is this yellow puree in a bag. That's going to get warmed up. And some fried bread, which is really nice and crispy, and this beautiful smoked fish dressing, which is going to go on top of it, and that is really tasty. The other dish that's going with the entree is your salad. You've got your salad leaves, your tahini dressing, and some toasted sesame seeds, okay? So that's all the first course. The second course, which I've got behind me, which is important to get ready as well, is I've got my chicken. And you know what, while we're here, I might start getting that ready, okay? So the chicken's already been kind of cooked and rubbed in a really beautiful Persian style, sour cherry sauce that we've given a bit of a smoky flavor to, like a barbecue sauce. So we're just gonna open that bag up, cook it in the tray that I've given you, so then afterwards you don't have to worry about washing up, you can just throw it away. Or if you wanna cook it in one of your trays, go for it. I just thought you wanna be easy on Father's Day. So get that out, have the chicken ready. In this little tub here, you've actually got some extra barbecue sauce, which we're just gonna use a little spoon, a brush on, and just give it a bit of a baste. And it doesn't matter if some of the sauce comes off, because we've got plenty here, okay? So a little bit on there. I mean, this doesn't need to go on hot, it can go on just cold like that. All right, keep that aside. This is only gonna take about 15-20 minutes to cook, so we don't need to cook it now. There's plenty of time to do it later, all right? So keep that away. Back here, I've also got the Toum, which, you know what, while we're doing it now, you might as well get it ready. You don't have to do it later. Just get your little ramekin or whatever you want to serve it in. And this is just like a condiment to have on the side. It's really nice with the chicken. Okay, so a little bit in there. Nothing too crazy. I like to make it look a bit sexy with some olive oil over the top. And that, I'm just gonna put with the chicken so I don't forget it later, okay? The other things I've got back here is I've also got that bag of greens, which you would have got in your box, and the rice. Now, this is only gonna take about 4 minutes to cook in the pot of boiling water. We're gonna put them both in there at the same time. Again, don't need to worry about it now, just have them ready for later. The last thing that you've got over here is your paprika dressing and almond dressing. Really, really tasty. And this is gonna go through the broccolini, okay? So again, just keep it ready. So you're all organized, yeah? Round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, floor. I think that's what's gonna happen this afternoon. All right, so the whole idea is that we get all this cold stuff up, or semi-cold stuff, a little bit warm. You sit down with dad, or whatever you have your Father's Day brunch. Then you come back and do the rest. Or if you want, you can get, while you're sitting down doing this, you can chuck the chicken in the oven. It's gonna take about 15, 20 minutes to cook. And that way, by the time you wanna have your next course, you can just come and grab it and serve it. Really easy. I'll leave it to you to make that decision, all right? Where do we start? Let's start here. Fava, crumpets. They're the two things that need to get nice and warm, so they're gonna head over to the oven. That's going in the oven, that's going in the pot. How long? Until it's hot. So, probably 2 minutes for the crumpets. You don't want too long, you don't want to dry them out. And that's probably gonna take about the same. That only needs to be warm, okay? So straight in the pot of water, nothing too crazy, straight in the oven. Easy, all right, easy peasy. While that's getting done, I might do up my prawns. So just out of the bag. These have already been poached. Now, you can serve them whole like this, which I think is a great way, but if you want to cut them in half as well, you can. Whatever you want to do, all right? I left them whole because I think whole prawns are nice, especially on Father's Day, something a little bit special. Whole prawns are beautiful. They're nicely poached prawns. The guys and girls in the kitchen have done all the hard work for you. So I'm just gonna dress that. Be generous, make sure you put your spoon at the bottom, get all of the seasoning out, and I'm gonna give it just a little bit of salt, just because I'm a bit of a salt fiend. My wife tells me off all the time, but you know, all the dads out there, I'm sure you get told off all the time for absolutely everything like me, so happy Father's Day. All right, so let's just get that bowl ready. And all I'm gonna do, you plate it any way you like. All right, that's already been dressed and everything. You wanna just get them out. I'm just gonna lay them nice and flat. All right, get that nice dressing from the bottom of the plate, pour it over the top. And the reason I'm getting this on first, just give me a bit of time to get all marinated and sexy in it, you know? Get that dressing, get all the way through it a bit. Put a bit more over the top. This is a really nice dressing. If there's any extra stuff at the end of this class, you don't have to throw it away. You can put it in the fridge. All this stuff's got a million different uses, you know? So you can try dressing other things with it and cook a bit of fish, pour that over the top. And then just to make it feel extra special and show Dad that you love him, a couple of really nice pieces of coriander on top. If you don't like coriander, there's something wrong with you? No. If you don't like coriander, you can use something else, parsley or chives. I think coriander's nice with the prawns. That's the first dish done. Half the battle is the plates. If you've got nice plates, you can look like a rock star. If you haven't got nice plates, you can jump on Providor. You know, we've got mini max on there, salt and pepper. A lot of these plates are from salt and pepper, so you can just find what you like, bang, get it delivered. Next bit, let's do the little tart, okay? So I've just done 2 tarts, it's enough. You know, I was tempted to put 4 in there, but I thought, oh, you've got all those crumpets and you need to get through it all. 2's probably plenty. Just a little squeeze of this saffron aioli in the bottom. Now, I'm pretty sure the one you've got isn't in a piping bag, it's probably just in a little container, just a teaspoon. Just a teaspoon on the bottom. Really tasty, okay? Don't put too much, because when you buy it, it'll just end up everywhere. Get some of this really, really lovely salmon that we've cured in chamen. Chamen is like a, you know, Turkish fenugreek spice with paprika and a couple of other little secret herbs and spices. And don't be shy, put it a bit in there. It's Father's Day, why not? Beautiful. Now this with some of that Brick Lane in the growler. It's a whole litre of beer. Even if the food's not that great, I think Dad's gonna remember. Let's give it a nice coating over the top of some chives. Okay, there we go. It's already starting to look like it does in a restaurant. Okay, so nice plate, a couple of those on the side. All right, job done. Next thing is our, let's let's do our salad, then we'll go back and get our hot stuff out. Actually, you know what? I reckon those crumpets will be ready. So let's grab it. Yep, beautiful. And these are, like, I mean, I watch the guys cooking at work. They take so much time to get them run. They have to make the batter, let it prove, cook them. But when they start to get nice and warm, they smell really nice and toasty. And you can start to see how soft they become. They're really nice, all right? There's two sides. There's a flat side and there's a side with little holes in it. Flat side down, okay? Because on the other side, we're gonna give it some of the tata masalata, which is beautiful. And there's way too much in here, which is great for you because you're gonna get some a bit later, like even this with just some rice crackers, really, really nice, okay? So, there's no nice way to do it. Just put enough on there so you can taste it, but not so much that it's gonna end up all over your face, yeah? But make sure it's flat at the top. So when we put the caviar on it, it's actually got somewhere to sit, okay? And this a bit later tonight, once, you know, I don't know who's playing on Father's Day. If it's the Bullies, you'll know you'll definitely get a win. But after you've watched the footy, a couple of these, some crackers, finish off that Negroni. Oh, it's good. Oh, so tasty. Okay, so there's the tata masalata, there's the crumpet, here's your caviar. Look at that. Big spoon, straight on top. Now, if you want to be fancy, you could chuck a few more chives on there, but you know what? I don't think you need it. Less is more, they say. Less is more. They are nice and warm, and let's put those just in there. You know what? Put that there like that, and put that there like that. Okay, it's starting to come together really well. All right, next bit, I'll grab that fava. So, oh, it's hot. So that's nice and warm in there now. It's all moving around. Exactly what we want. So I'm just going to simply, how are we gonna do it? We'll make a cut there, make a cut there. Don't squeeze it and cut it because it's gonna come out everywhere. And, which one am I gonna use? I'll use this bowl. What I'm gonna do is just, there's a lot in here. I don't necessarily think I need all of that. Whew, that's hot. And all I'm gonna do in there is just create a little base, okay? Because what I wanna do now, not too much, but what I wanna do is I wanna cover it with a heap of these fried pieces of bread, all right? Instead of serving the bread on the side and dipping it in, I'm actually putting all the bread all over it. So this almost acts as the crouton. So you can scoop it up and you got something crunchy and something nice and moist underneath and creamy. Really tasty. And then I'm gonna put that beautiful smoked fish dressing over it, which is just gonna like really set it off, okay? Really, really nice. This is a really sort of tasty Father's Day spread to start with. And I wanted to make something that's easy for everyone to put together. We don't have to come back to a heap of dishes. You know, it'd be a pain in the butt after Father's Day to have to come back to a heap of dishes. This is pretty straightforward. All this stuff can go in the bin. I've only used one pot so far, yeah? All right, so then that beautiful smoky flavor over the top. Again, try to get the fish from the bottom. And just spoon it over it. Don't be shy with it, give it a good mix. Nice, really nice. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be tasty. Okay, last bit before we get ready for our main course is to make the salad. Now I thought with all these dishes, it'd be nice to have something a bit fresher, a little salad, leaf salad to go through it. Because at the moment it's all really tasty, something a bit cleansing, all right? So what we've done is we've grabbed a whole heap of different lettuce leaves, some witlof, some endive, some chives. We've done all the hard work and picked it and made it all nice for you. And what's great about this dish, it can stick on the table into the main course. So if you want to have a bit of this, you know, salad with the main course, you've still got it. But if you wanted something a bit lighter now as well, because really with that beer, this would be great with champagne. But that beer that we've served you up, that Brick Lane draft, is a brand new beer. Really nice and bitter, so it'll go great with stuff like this. Little tahini dressing, just over the top. Okay. Maybe taste it first to see, you know, how strong the dressing is. If you like it, you don't like it, I'm gonna get a quick crack of pepper, my mate salt, splash of olive oil, just because I'm a fiend of it. All right. Choose a nice bowl. Give it a nice toss. Beautiful. Okay. This is the kind of dressing you want a little bit of it. You actually want to eat the dressing. It's not just a really loose dressing. You actually want a bit in there. Almost like when you think about like a Caesar salad that's got heaps of dressing in it. This is the kind of effect you want. So with a salad, you want to build the salad in your hands before you put it into the bowl. All right, so try to piece it all together, get it all there. So when you put it in the plate, it just sits and it does what it's supposed to do. Beautiful. Okay, last thing, just for a bit of texture, those sesame seeds, all right? So they've been toasted already, and we're just going to sprinkle those over. Don't be shy. And then get those up to Dad, give him his beer, sit down with him, enjoy what's there, and then come back and do the main. Or if you want to speed it along, you can chuck in the chicken now and get it roasting. It's only going to take about 20 minutes. So I'll see you after the entree. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that first course. And if you haven't yet started the first course, you want to get started on the second one, welcome back. So chicken's been in the oven now for about 10 minutes. Really nice and hot. It's at 200, 250, depending on your oven at home. It's already cooked. So all we're trying to do now is just get it nice and caramelized, get it nice and blackened, get that sort of smoky barbecue flavor going. Pot of water is still on before from the fava. Rice is already cooked, ready to go, doesn't need anything else. Veggies just need to go in for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to dress those. So let's get them in now. Get those boiling away. We're going to take the chicken out and give it another baste. So just be careful. That foil container can get a bit, flexible. So make sure you use 2 hands. Get the oven closed again. Keep all that hot air in there. Grab the rest of your barbecue sauce, okay? So it's already starting to get nice and charred and smelling really, really lovely. But just to help that caramelization process a bit longer, around the wings. Make sure you get in there. Be quite generous, okay? Really give it a good coat. Beautiful. The more you cover it, the sugar and everything in that barbecue sauce is going to caramelize. It's going to be really, really tasty. You don't need a sauce on the plate at the end of this. It's already juicy enough. Beautiful. Okay, that's going to go back in the oven for about another, I reckon, 8 minutes. So while that chicken's doing its thing in the oven and the veggies and rice warming up, let's start getting everything ready for the baba for dessert. Okay, by itself, a bit bland. But let's punch through it pretty quickly so you can get ready, because this is going to be really tasty. Simple dessert, one of my favorites, okay? We've got an awesome sugar syrup there. Lots of rum in there, of course. So the rum baba without rum. You can smell all the spices. Ooh, it's a good one. So we're just going to pour that cold over the top, about half of it, and let it start soaking in. Make sure it all gets down to the bottom. Okay, let's leave that just sitting for a bit. Let's give it a bit more. All right, best thing about a rum baba is when it's soaked, like really soaked. All right, so let's just put that aside. Leave it soak for a bit, and that, as soon as the chicken comes out of the oven, I'm going to turn down the oven to about 180, and this is going to go in. Now this is only going to take about 5 minutes to cook in the oven, okay? It's already cooked, it's just to warm it up. So if you want to just leave this soaking for a little bit, and then cook it just before you need it, do that. But if you want to get it up straight away, totally up to you. I'm just going to leave that sit over here a bit. All right, my rice and veggies are a couple of minutes off still. My chicken's almost done. Probably time for another beer. All right, so chicken's almost done. My little bag of steamed greens is done. And same with my, maybe use some tongs. My rice is done too. Okay, so first thing is I'm just going to open my bag of greens, and you can see they're really lovely and steamed there. And what's great about doing it like this is there's no water diluting the flavor of the broccolini. That's just the juice from the broccolini and the broccolini itself steamed up in the bag. So that's gonna be really, really tasty, okay? Quick pot, straight in the bowl. Oh yeah, smells great. Our dressing, and some salt and pepper. Salt, pepper. Now all the oil and everything that you need's in here already. So we don't need to worry about giving it oil or anything. We can just, and if you don't want the dressing, I mean, you don't have to put it on either. You could just give it some olive oil, but this dressing's really nice with broccolini. Smoked almonds, really tasty, okay? Bit of vinegar in there. Okay, give it a quick toss. And again, I mean, it hasn't been much cooking. You know, we put some chicken in the oven and put a pot of water on. It's pretty easy. You're gonna end up looking like a rock star with that. All right, so just spoon it in. Beautiful. Done. Give that a bit of a clean up. Now, you could do the same thing with the rice if you want and toss it in a bowl, but to be honest, who's got time for that? So let's just open up the rice, loosen it up, straight in the bowl. Now everything you need's in there already, or it's all seasoned, toasted noodles, really, really tasty. Veggies, rice, we've got that toum, that garlic, yeah, that we're gonna use. Grab the chicken, main course is done. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. That's exactly what we want. Really tasty, really charred, I'm not sure if you can see that, but really nice and charred, smells like barbecue roast chicken, okay? And that's what it is, and that's what we want. Now, you could take that out of the tray and chop it on a board, but then you're making more mess on the tray. The whole idea about Father's Day is to find a shortcut. So all I'm gonna do is just straighten the tray. It's already had the bones taken out. It's gonna separate the breast, separate the leg. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And then because we're gonna make the portions a bit small, then we're gonna cut the leg and the breast in half again, the breast in half again, okay? Straight down the middle. Woo. Straight down the middle. And then we just have to plate it up, okay? Chicken, plate, that thigh piece. Look how beautiful that thigh piece looks. That's really nice. It's glassy and caramelized. And all you need to do is just put it on the plate. You don't need to muck around. Dad's probably hungry by now. He can smell this in the kitchen. You know, if he's eating like me, that whole 1 litre of Brick Lane's been eaten. No, drank, sorry. And he's getting ready to eat the chicken. Oh yeah, that's so good. So good. Look at all that beautiful juice in the bottom. If you want it, you can use it. I'm gonna use it. Pour a little bit over there, a little bit over there. Doesn't need much. You still got that nice garlic, that toum paste to eat with it. And there you go. That is dead sexy. Dad's gonna love it, you're gonna love it. Eat that, get ready, because we're gonna do dessert. So by now you should be feeling pretty chuffed with yourself. You put together a 2-course meal and you've needed 1 oven, 1 pot. That's it. And it was pretty good food. I have to admit, I was pretty impressed with the menu. We've got it up, nice flavors, really simple, really good produce. You know, we tried to use a lot of Victorian produce now. But now it's time for something sweet. Dad's had a couple of drinks. You may have had a bottle of wine as well. Those Negronis are gonna taste nice on the couch a bit later. But let's get this baba out, because rumba bar is one of my favorite things, especially when it's nice and warm. Now again, be careful. There's sugar in there too. That's gonna be hot, okay? All right, so first things first, we put a decent amount of rum in here. If you're like me, having rumba bar, maybe a little bit extra. Why not? So I'm just gonna give it a little splash of my old mate, Sailor Jerry. Just to soak in. Father's Day, I'm a father. Hopefully, my wife's taught me something nice. Maybe my kids are a bit too young. But anyway. A little bit more of this beautiful syrup, just to soak into it. A rumba bar has to be soaked, really soaked. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute. I'm gonna go grab my cream diplomat, which you've got in your container as well. Okay. Now this is like whipped cream with a cream patissiere in it, okay? So I might just cut that on the angle. Really tasty, this stuff. Simple dessert. Doesn't need a lot of, fancy garnishes. It's one of the best things. Warm rum baba, lots of rum, lots of spice, really nice cream diplomat, a bit of orange blossom in there. Really, really tasty, okay? Now, what we're gonna do, just gonna loosen it up a bit. Open the container. This doesn't have to be smoking hot, okay? There's lots of that syrup in there. Move that to the side. Ooh, it's warm. Okay, what I'm gonna do is just take that out. Now, it's probably enough for a family of 4 or 2 of me. So I'm just gonna cut it as a 2, all right? You could cut it in pieces of 4, but I'm gonna cut it right down the middle, all right? So, oh yeah. Oh, the best thing about rum baba, when you cut in and you can see all the sugar syrup and rum moving around. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Now the longer you leave that sit, the better it's gonna get. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it a bit more of that. You really wanna soak it, okay? So, leave it soaking for as long as you can. All right, I'm gonna give it more of that. Really gonna soak it up, yeah? Got all these lovely spices on it. Now, just going to pipe. Ooh. We're gonna pipe that on. When you can pipe it any way you like. Remember, it is warm and the cream is cold, so there is going to be a little bit of melting happening, but you want lots of this cream diplomat on top. That's melting pretty quick. You might want to just give it a nice little squiggle like that. But the cream's, I reckon, the best bit. All right, we're gonna get that on our plate. And it might not be the prettiest looking dessert in the world, but it's damn sure one of the tastiest. I hope you've had a great Father's Day. I hope you really enjoy that dessert. Drink responsibly. You're at home, you don't have to drink responsibly. Enjoy the Negroni, and thanks for supporting us at Maha Go, and we hope to see you all back in the restaurants when we kick open the doors. But stay tuned for what we've got coming on Providor. We've got so many new restaurant partners, so many great restaurants, so many people that need your support. Stay safe.